our work. For health, yes, it's important because they have the lack of it. People come for success and wealth because they have the lack of it. People come because they want to have a mystical experience because they lack of it, because they want love in their life because they have the lack of it. They come for all those reasons in the beginning, but what we discovered is that they're really coming for wholeness. And, it's really hard to want when you're whole. And, I discovered that when people are really whole and they're happy with themselves, they're happy with others. And when they love themselves, they love others. And when they're grateful for what they've accomplished, they're grateful with others. If they're angry with themselves, they're angry with others. If they hate themselves, they hate others. If they judge themselves, they judge others. And it's the way it is. So we see an emergent consciousness at the end of 7 days. We had 90 different countries at the last event,
Wow.
from all over the world. And all over the world, people come together at the end of 7 days. There's an emergent community. There's a emergence that takes place, like the school of fish, like the flock of birds.
Yes.
Behave the same way collectively. And what happens is there's an emergent consciousness, and it's being reflected in people's biology in 7 days. And it's not one person, it's not two people. It's the majority of the collective, and collective networks of observers determine reality. And it's not the number of people.
So true.
It's not the amount of energy. You can have entropic energy. It really is the most coherent signal. Get people with brain and heart coherence. I said in Switzerland just a couple weeks ago, 8,000 people at that event. I said, where else in the world would you see 8,000 people, the same place at the same time, meditating on the same thing? Get a collective in that kind of coherent state. They're actually altering the field right in the present moment. There's energy for miracles. We see them all the time. There's energy for healing. We see it all the time. There's energy for the mystical. We see it all the time. And because the collective, it's in their consciousness. And you can't have consciousness without energy. You can't have a thought without frequency. So the collective consciousness coming together is creating an alteration in possibilities. Get people sitting next to each other and their hearts go into coherence, into order, and their field that's being emitted meters wide is interfering with the person next to them, and it starts to synchronize, and when waves come together, they start building, they interfere, and they produce bigger amplitudes. Higher the amplitude, the higher the energy.
Yes.
So you see the collective coming together over the course of 7 days, and by the end of 7 days, people feel like their future has already happened.
Yes.
And so when their future already happens, you stop obsessing about when it's going to happen and why it's going to happen. It's impossible to do that when you're in a state of wholeness because you're not in lack. And that's when the magic happens.
Yeah.